Hi, my name is Jonathan Dykes and I'm the president of an association called Green Standard Schools, which aims to help language schools around the world become more environmentally sustainable. And one of the problems we all have is to deal with plastic pollution, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. If you look around, you'll almost certainly be able to see something that is either made of plastic or has a number of plastic parts. Plastic is everywhere because it's so useful. Sadly, most plastics are also very difficult to break down, and waste plastic is piling up all around us. The size of the problem is very large indeed. We currently produce around 400 million tons of plastic every year, and around 300 million tons is dumped. 11 million tons straight into our ocean. That's the equivalent of one garbage truck full of plastic dumped into our oceans every minute of every day. A report by the Ellen MacArthur Foundation predicts that if plastic pollution continues at the current rate, by 2050, the amount of plastic in the ocean could outweigh the amount of fish. As we know, most plastic is very durable and difficult to break down. For example, it's estimated that a plastic drinks holder will take around 400 years to break down in the ocean. A disposable nappy will take about 450 years, and fishing line could take up to 600 years to degrade. And although many countries have introduced legislation designed to phase out single-use plastics, there is still a long way to go. For example, we currently consume around 5 trillion plastic bags per year. That's 160,000 a second. And the amount of plastic waste on our land is even greater and more concentrated than it is in the ocean. And plastic and microplastic pollution in soil can have harmful effects on microorganisms, which then can affect the soil fertility. Microplastics in the soil can even alter a plant's growth. For example, they may influence the number of leaves the plant produces, and they can even lead to a decrease in seed germination. And did you know that you could be eating as many as 70,000 microplastics every year? A study published in Environment International found microplastic in the blood of 80% of the people tested. And this microplastic also has the potential to accumulate in human organs. But there is some good news. In March 2022, representatives from the United Nations member states endorsed a resolution to end plastic pollution and work towards establishing an internationally legal binding agreement. Achieving universal approval for a resolution of this kind is an important step forward, but making sure it's implemented will certainly be hard. So what can we do? Well, stating the obvious, we can all do our best to eliminate plastic from our lives, especially single-use or pointless plastics. Also, those of us who work in schools could think about issuing our students reusable bottles, which should then cut down on the number of plastic drinks bottles students use. These days, a lot of airports and other public places have water fountains offering free water to anyone who has a reusable bottle. So this certainly should eliminate thousands of plastic bottles from waste bins. And we can also stop buying things like plastic plates and cutlery and substitute them with things like paper plates or cutlery made from materials such as sugarcane starch or bamboo. We can also ask other companies to take steps to deal with the problem. A number of large supermarket chains have already responded to this kind of pressure and are now selling fresh fruit and vegetables without plastic wrapping. Iceland, a UK-based supermarket, promised to eliminate all plastic packaging from its own labelled food range by the end of 2023. We can also provide positive feedback to companies that are moving in the right direction. Just imagine how many million small plastic bottles of shampoo, conditioner, and hand cream are manufactured every day to supply all the world's hotels. All these bottles could be eliminated if hotels chose to replace them with larger soap and shampoo dispensers. And do we really want to take all those little plastic bottles home? So to summarize, avoid plastic if you can. If you can't avoid it at all, well, then reuse plastic items as often as you can. And then when you finally finish with them, make sure they are all recycled properly. Let's try to make sure that future generations of people, animals and plants absorb a lot less plastic than they do now.